Welcome to the bold analysis. The gap between what the masses think and the president's response to the revolt voices, to the dissenting voices in Kenya, explain why Kenya Kwanza is in a bottomless crisis. And this is exactly what I want to explain here. You will remember that since the 2022 general election, the president, Kenya Kwanza, faced revolt in 2023, sponsored under the patronage of Azimio la Umoja led by Raila. J24 was purely the Gen Z population and the masses rising in their numbers to demand accountability questions. And 2025 was not different. But I want to show you here why this exactly is a problem. I'm going to speak to you through the voices in the streets. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. Subscription is absolutely free. When you subscribe to a channel, whenever we publish our videos, you'll be getting notifications. And so you will not miss our analysis. And I continue to say thank you very much that in this podcast, apart from political analysis, we always have charity. And from the Bold podcast, it has given birth to the Bold Foundation, where we go out of our way to support those in need. That is an age we've cut, and our slogan here is Kidogo Kidogo Jaza Kibaba, with a very clear tagline. We cannot be here just to complain. We must also be part of the solution. As we behave, as we criticize the political class, we are here also doing something. Without much ado, I want you to listen to this gentleman keenly. You know, I got this soundbite and I personally felt like this someone needs to hear this.
Lakini leadership inataka tu kazi. Yeye alikuja kupiga kazi. Kibaki ya kuleta kitu mpya, alifanya tu vitu zenye alikuwaga na advice Kenyatta na Moi wafanye, hawakufanya. Yeye akakuja akazifanya na ikafanyika. Tukakuja tukakuwa na Uhuru. Uhuru hakuwa mwanabiashara, yeye alitoka kwa familia ya nini? Ya biashara. Na ukumbuke Kenya ni nini? Biashara. Ni kampuni. Kampuni inafanya nini? Biashara. Siku tutakubali hiyo, tuko sawa. Lakini ni nini yenye Uhuru alifanya? Kwa sababu ametoka kwa familia ya biashara, ana marafiki wa biashara. Wakati aliiba ndani ya sheria, na ikafanya kazi hapa. Ndio maana hatukufanya nini? Hatukuandamana kwa sababu pesa, there is no such thing as legal money and illegal money. Money is money. The question is it circulating or not? Nikakupatia example kwa nyumba yako. Leo tunataka tufanye economics ya nchi kupitia nyumba yako. Ukikuwa na 1,000 kwa nyumba, alafu ipotee, lakini bado mmekula, unajua utacomplain. Lakini ukikuwa na 100 na ipotee na mjakula, utapiga kila mtu wako. Hapo tuko sawa. Hata so huyu mtu tunaweza prove aje huyu president Uhuru alitoka kwa familia ama serikali yake iliweza biashara? Wamesucceed kama familia kibiashara. Inamaanisha hata tukipiga kelele mpaka kesho, Northland so nini, kibiashara inafanyika. Hata wakakuchange wewe wakuweke, wewe unaweza shindwa. Inamaanisha tunaweza angalia na tuone Brookside ni yao, hii ni yao, na inafanya kazi. Lakini huyu tuko na shida moja tu. Tuko na CEO mwenye kwanza hana fieldwork experience. hajawahi fanya kazi mahali popote.
Ni siasa tu.
Alianza siasa akitoshana na mimi.
Si hustler mwenzetu.
Si hustler.
Sikiza upewe.
Alianza kazi akitoshana na mimi na alianza kazi ndani ya siasa. Lakini nafahamu kumbuke, hakuna masomo inaitwa siasa. Hakuna kazi inaitwa siasa. Siasa si kazi. Siku utakubali siasa ni njia ya kwenda kwa uongozi. Politics is a process to leadership. Politics is not the end. Ndio maana mpaka leo anasema mtajua mimi ni rais. Kwa sababu bado hajasahau, akumbuki. Tulimaliza siasa, sasa mimi ni kiongozi. Hatukatai wewe ni president. And we are supporting you. We are not saying you are a bad person. We are saying you are misusing the power. Because wanasema hata maji chafu inaweza zima moto. Kwa hivyo hata yeye anaweza kuwa mtu mbaya na roho mbaya, lakini yenye tulikuwa tunaomba ni hii. Pesa tunajua mmechukua, lakini simwache hata sisi tukutane nayo. Hiyo tu ndio tunaomba, hatuombi kitu kingine. Dunia kwanza. Dunia kwanza.
Endelea, pesa itembee.
Itembee itufikie.
Tuibe wote.
Yeah. The president needs to hear this. This is addressing a question that I know most of us have been asking here. But Kevin, what exactly is the issue? And when I analyzed, I did some analysis, I know you remember here, I said in this podcast that shida iko hapa ni pesa. People are broke. And someone should not lie to you that in this government, people are not stealing. Hey, yes, they are stealing thoroughly. The only thing is that they are protected. The justice system is under the wings of the state. It's under the disposal of the state. They will come for you when politically you are not right. And equally, even during Uhuru Kenyatta regime, there were also thieves who used to steal. But I would want to add my voice into what that gentleman have said. Wale wenye wako chini hawapati. Hawapati. And I want to just put a slight diversion to what he's saying. That nyinyi wenye mko huko juu, hata mkishaiba, mlete muinvest hapa tupate hapa. Let me tell you. The problem here is the household economy. And let me explain it that way. There is something called the household. The household economy is the unga, the sukari, the paraffin in Kibera, the salad. That economy, that hand-to-mouth economy is affected vibaya. Yes, is affected vibaya. You can make a comparison. If you are getting 500, you're working in Mjengo site and you're making 500, you go home with that money. You want to pay school fees? Look at that. Nataka kupanda gari ukienda. So the issue here is about money. And in fact, let me call it subsistence expenditure. It is mostly affected. And if it is a family where someone is working, the pay slip is under attack. So it boils down to what that gentleman is saying. Yet, I love the argument by that gentleman. Because why is Ruto facing revolt yearly? I want you to see the response from the president. And I like the story by Emmanuel To. Emmanuel To is saying something here, that the president is manufacturing blames every time he's faced with a challenge.
The church service at the Bomani AIC Machakos County Sunday set the stage and the tone for yet another target for the president to fire at in regards to the oscillating and moving target of those involved in sponsoring, aiding or abetting the deadly protests in the country. President William Ruto turning his guns on the family institution, accusing parents of abdicating their core duty of parenting by allowing their children to join the street action.
Every parent, including me, I take time to parent my children, and so must everybody. The police are trained to deal with criminals. They are not trained in parenting.
The president calling on the parents to shield their children from being led astray.
Let us not use or misuse or abuse our children by inciting them to cause violence, to destroy property. Mmesikia msemo unaosema asiyefunzwa na mzazi wake, mnajua atafunzwa na nani?
A week ago, it was the church on the president's cross. President Ruto laying the blame of the chaotic protests at the doorstep of the clergy.
Hatungefika hapa vipi kama viongozi wa kanisa, viongozi wa siasa, viongozi wengine wote wanashiriki katika mambo ambayo inafanya vijana wa taifa letu la Kenya kufanya mambo ya maandamano.
The political opposition has not been spared either.
Musikubali na viongozi wenye hawana mipango yoyote, watu wa ukabila na chuki, watu wa kisirani na kuendesha vita na kupanga vita ya kuharibu mali ya watu wengine. Musikubali twende hiyo barabara. It cannot be that you are planning on how to incite young people, on how to pay young people to destroy people's businesses, to burn people's properties.
Exactly a year ago, civil society groups and some non-governmental organizations were also in the firing line, with the Ford Foundation taking the stray bullet.
Mimi nataka niulize watu wa Ford Foundation watuambie hiyo pesa wanatoa ifanye fujo ndio wapate faida gani? If they are going to sponsor violence, if they are going to sponsor anarchy, we are going to call them out and we are going to tell them they either style up or they leave.
There was, however, a turnaround on this one as international pressure forced the president to make a U-turn. The president, who was in a trip to the US in September 2024, changing tune, instead appreciating Ford Foundation's effort in entrenching democracy. It appears the targets are either many, moving, or the accuracy of the shot remains work in progress. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Last year, it was, I remember during Azimio, Azimio is being funded by some people from Russia. Oh, not even from Russia. Uhuru Kenyatta was funding Azimio to destabilize the government. And so we will cut, I am telling you, Kenya Kwanza, I've said so many things. Tutatoa retirement package yake, I retire from politics, tutashika, tutaenda kwa Mama Ngina. Remember when Moses Kuria was even saying, wanaenda kwa Mama Ngina to protest. They even attacked Northland City because, you remember those things. Then it came to this one last year. It was Ford Foundation, Uhuru Kenyatta, Russia, I don't know who. All manner of blames. Now, people have been killed. The president, what the president says is about, you guys need to discipline the children. The people the president is calling the children are the gentlemen, what the gentleman is saying, that is not a child. But that is the age group that is being shot in the street. Do you see the gap between what the president is saying and who exactly he's dealing with? And actually had Harvey talking about this issue of blaming parents.
Sorry, President Harvey.
Sam.
Yeah.
God forbid. I would be a very sad parent if I'm put in a situation that the parents of that young girl who was doing her homework and got shot.
Richard.
It must sadden everybody. What crime did the parents of that young girl commit?
12 years.
What failure in parenting are they culpable for? You see, it is imperative for President William Samoei Ruto to do what Moi did at one point in time. Please disappear for a few weeks. Stop annoying the people of Kenya. These children will be adults tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. They're the same children who you will ask for their votes. It is their parents who voted for you. You cannot, by any measure of imagination, come on national TV in a church and make statements of this kind. It is deplorable. It is not consistent with the office of the President of the Republic of Kenya. It is wrong. It is bad. It should not be done. What you need to do, take the same microphone and apologize to the church, apologize to the parents, apologize to these children. That is my plea to you. You are my friend. I have your best interest at heart. Don't do these things. It's as simple as that.
For what happened, for this revolt. Come on. You know, it is just, you just put a blame that it doesn't even work. Let me say this, and I like the Nduberi story is used. The Nduberi story is a child who was, alikuwa na mamake kwa nyumba. Mtoto atakuwa maandamano. Mtoto wa 12 year old. Akiwa na mamake kwa nyumba. You know, he's not addressing that. So there is that selective messaging of just attacking parents. And with on full view of happenings, does the president want to say that the current revolt since 2023 is coming because of a parenting issue? Or someone said, are the ones protesting orphans, so they don't have parents? Is it a parenting issue? When someone argues, like what that gentleman is saying, that look here, even if we know that even if you've stolen, but hata sisi tupate, that is someone asking for a job. That is someone asking to get after, you know, when people are asking questions about, come on, this thing, we are going to the hospital, you're being deducted, our patient is not working. When you ask that question, is it a parenting issue? And that is why I'm saying we're in a bottomless crisis. Whenever something is raised, whenever a question is raised, and all the president can do is to look around and see who can I blame here, then we are not going to have a solution. We are not going to have, and that's why I say it's in a bottomless crisis, because it's not going to face the issues at hand. But why is he boxing himself in denial? Why is the president boxed in denial? That is interesting. This is because I think the state is keen to dismantle the Gen Z population. Yes. Let me tell you, I've even heard Raila talking about conclave. I don't know who, maybe I can tell him. William Ruto, apart from Gachagua, hata kina Gachagua isema hawataki conclave. Even William Ruto does not want conclave. The president does not want to sit with these people. He does not want. Do you think, and let me tell you, do you know mainstream media have been asking for a round table with the president or his deputy? Before they started these rounds of interviewing Kalonzo, Rigathi, and Raila, the person they have been asking, President, come and answer questions about this and that. Do you know he's been dodging? Kwa sababu kuna maswali yakiulizwa, it cannot be that people are killed. And all you see is a parenting issue. And these people that were killed, they didn't kill themselves. They didn't shoot themselves. You cannot see a problem with the man holding the gun. But the parents that are holding caskets of their children, that is where the problem lies. There must be a problem somewhere. You cannot be that mean to just narrow things to the parenting issue. The second aspect why he's boxed himself in denial is, I think William Ruto understood that things are tight and is only protecting power through the machinery. So the machinery has to be defended at all costs. And then I talk of the machinery, I am not talking of police only, even the political machinery. You hear people like MPs like Nelson Koech, you hear MPs like Oscar Sudi, you hear the Wajir women rep, the one saying the way they are going to do rigging of elections, and you even wonder, they speak and no one talks about them. Then the next day, you hear they've gone for Jen Kihara. And people are asking, why are we not seeing so-and-so being interrogated? These people have to be protected and they're allowed to say anything to get away with it. Because they're protecting. That is part of the machinery that the president is using. I even heard, and let me play for you that soundbite of Ngujirwa, is it the Bahati member of parliament saying, we should not be told about William Totwandumberi. That thing happens all the time. Alikuwa kwa one of the Kikuyu stations. I have that soundbite. Yeah. Then the problem here is sustained populism gimmick with opponents. William Ruto must accept that the kind of euphoria he enjoyed on the run-up to 2022 is gone. It is not there. So even if it doesn't matter, and that is why when Havi is saying he takes a break, I'm just wondering what is Havi smoking? What does Havi think? He cannot take that a break because he thinks if he takes a break, the opposition are going to run away with it. And lastly, I think the collapse of the bottom-up model through the president in this bottomless pit. That was the promise, and that promise collapsed. So 2027, the only thing that is remaining is survival. How I can survive around all this. It is just completely survival, nothing else. Nothing else. And this is what is causing this problem. Thank you, guys. Let's meet in the next.